Ah, hello.
Vanguard to all
Eric
units.
Freshley here from
Keep the
Freshley
enemy
Stream
away from
Games.
the
We're
traveler.
live,
At
baby.
all cost.
Good stuff. All right, looking good on my end. So, let me get my notes going, and we'll be good to go. So let me talk about where I'm at with Destiny. All right, so I'm currently not playing Destiny. I've been out really since this current season, Season of the Deep. I haven't barely started that at all, and even the season before that, I only played a little bit. Just Destiny just feels like it's kind of in a rut right now. That being said, no, I'm not gonna not play the final shape. Like, I've been in on this game for about 7 years. I need to see the conclusion of this saga at the very least. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna play the final shape. I'm just not really enthused about it right now. Maybe they can change my mind here. Maybe they can get me amped up. They did that state of the game thing that we talked about on Crossover Attack. That certainly didn't do it. But I feel like I have a lot of people who are angry about Destiny right now are mostly for PvP reasons, which I don't give a shit about that. I'm not even angry. I'm just kind of apathetic to it at the moment. I'm hoping they can change my mind here. I'd like to see a new Darkness subclass for sure. You know, I probably won't play this current season and the next two, including one starts today. I probably will play them. I'll rush through all the stories of them probably like 2 weeks before the final shape, so I'm caught up. But right now there's so much else to play. I just can't justify doing Destiny. Even though, like, I usually like to get all the craftable weapons, and that's probably not going to happen this year. I got the thing in front of my screen. I got to move. So yeah, I'm hoping they can win me back. Or not even, like I said, not even back, because I'm going to play the final shape, but just get me excited about it, really. I don't know what they could do to do that besides a new subclass. That always gets me pumped. We need a third darkness subclass. We have 3 light, we have 2 dark. It's time to get 1 last dark. I know there were some leaks yesterday about this showcase. I didn't see them. I heard that they existed, but I didn't watch them. I do kind of know, and they got 7 minutes before this thing starts. They might, and they're doing like recaps here. They might talk about one big thing that happens this season that I do know about. Somebody did spoil for me. They're probably going to talk about it here. But I won't mention it in case they don't. I don't know, what do you guys think? Are you still gonna, you know, the final shape is the conclusion of the Light and Darkness saga, so even if you're kind of apathetic to Destiny at the moment, are you still gonna play that? Are you excited about it?
Rest now.
This must be the end of Lightfall, but I don't remember this cutscene at all.
The uglier they are, the harder they fall, right?
I mean, I guess it was in my stream, but boy, I don't remember it. We did get the news that what's his face? Lance. I just want to say Reddick. No, it is Reddick, right? Lance Reddick is going to be replaced by Keith David.
Finality takes shape.
Lisa says, "I'll still play. The story isn't what made me play." I was that way too, for like my first several years of Destiny. It was a YouTuber named My Name Is Bife, who has some great lore videos about Destiny. And he actually kind of watching him is what made me finally understand what the hell's going on in the story for this game that I love. You know, ultimately, even if I'm down on it at the moment, it's one of my all-time favorite games. I could, like, I'm going to at some point do a live stream on this channel where I rank my top 100 games of all time, and Destiny's going to be very high on it. I can tell you that much. Brett says he's excited to play the Hookshot campaign. He means Lightfall.
Just happened.
Lightfall campaigns, it's disappointing from a story perspective, but I know you don't care about that in Destiny. So, you know, from a gameplay perspective, it's fun. Strand is a lot of fun.
Come in.
So, you know, yeah, you'll have fun. And just to let everybody know, I'm going to be live streaming in 2 hours the Gamescom opening night live as well. Even though it's past my normal bedtime, I'll stay up and do it.
The universe makes us all victim and perpetrator.
This is the end of Lightfall. This cutscene they're showing now.
You, more than any.
I know this current season has had some revelations about, like, all right, so this was the biggest problem with this campaign. This moment right here, like, didn't tell us shit, really. Like, there were no answers in it. And they've been giving answers in this current season, which I'm not caught up on. I do know that, so I do need to play it. And there were some cool guns in this current season too that I would like to get craftable versions of, but I don't know if I'm gonna grind that stuff out. I hope after the final shape that they do a Destiny 3. I know they've kind of said they don't really want to, but I think they should. I think there's some big changes that need to be made in the game. Oh, they're skipping over Defiance. This is the current season, the one that I'm not caught up on. So this is going to be, if that spoiler that I was talking about is going to happen, they're about to show it now. Well, actually, I think there's a couple that now that I think about it. That's weird they skipped over Season Defiance. Although I don't remember what happened in it. Everything sound okay with the video, audio, and my audio? All good there?
All attempts to fund it.
Good. Thank you, Lisa. You know, it's funny, Brett. When I use Strand, I don't even use the grappling hook. Oh, okay. They're not going to talk about the thing. So the first one there is a new season starting today, which, you know, I also don't know anything about. I mean, they haven't told us anything about, but I know that some, like I said, some stuff leaked yesterday. Oh, this is for Lance. Man, what a bummer. You know, he was like, if you looked at his Instagram and stuff, like, he played the game a lot. It wasn't just a job for him. He was a fan. He was a player. Hey, I know her. I mean, not know her, but I've talked to her on Twitter a few times. Bravo, Becca. That's Steve Saylor there. Oh yeah, Cade 6 is coming back. That's the other thing. I kind of forgot about that. They revealed that at the PlayStation Showcase.
Oh yeah.
In what form? We don't really know, but he'll be there in some way. Wonder if they'll show Asdacross in this video, because he's been pretty critical of Bungie recently. Their storytelling has gotten a lot better. It's tough to get into because, like, they were bad at it for a long time, so it's tough to, like, hey, kind of understand the central premise, but the last, like, 2 years they've gotten way better at it.
What is he doing? No way!
Oh my god, Ross.
You should show me. I reacted to that showcase. Show me, Bungie. And here we go.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Like many of you, I've been playing games as long as I can remember. They're a core part of what makes me who I am.
Joe Blackburn put
I
out a
believe
really
there's
cool
this
video
deeply
last
rooted,
week.
often unstated mission of games to keep adventure alive. In 2014, Bungie set
He
out
kind
to
of took
start
it on
a
the
new
chin
adventure.
for all the problems they're having now.
Heroes awakened on a desolate planet. A silent god set in our sky. And it wouldn't be long before an ancient enemy, shrouded in darkness, showed up at humanity's door to destroy us. Over the years, our heroes would shape a story far greater than anything we could have imagined. Players would explore deep into the depths of Venus.
Like, you can think of the final shape as their end game. Like, just like Marvel, it's gonna keep going afterwards, but this is the end of, like, this story. Finally.
To stand alone against monsters that took others, an entire elite squad. They'd race alongside their friends far into the early morning in the halls of an ancient city where only a select few emerged.
Oh, I wonder if
victorious at dawn,
LFG's gonna launch
clutching the
today.
heart of a dragon. But most importantly,
Didn't think of
they
that.
bring their friends and their family into this world, and together meet new faces on this adventure who would become lifelong companions. Now, together, we approach the final shape.
He's got the PlayStation logo on his
We're about to
shoe. That's
embark
kind of funny.
on the last expedition of Destiny's first saga. So let's be clear about the stakes. In the final shape, you will go inside the Traveler. The journey will be difficult.
Well, I like to get
And what
inside the
awaits
Traveler,
on
you
the
know
other
what I
side of
mean?
This trek is nothing less than the deadliest entity we have ever faced. There will be no open betas. There aren't going to be any guides on the internet telling you how to handle what's to come. Whether you've been with us from the beginning, joined us somewhere along the road, or are looking at Destiny for the first time,
Talking about
anybody who shows up on launch day is going to be greeted with this same uncharted world. A vacuum-sealed experience.
I mean, no open betas. I never do
waiting
open
for you
betas for their
to be the first
expansions.
person to peel it open. So today is your invitation to go forth and adventure.
That was... I'm not sure what he meant by that at the end. Here we go. Cosmodrome, where it all started? You really are trying to, like, put a point on it that this is the final finality.
We never talked about it. Why I brought you back. Why you were chosen. The truth is, I didn't know that
Video audio could be a little louder, okay?
it was just a feeling.
Alright, I bumped it up twice. This stuff is real. Like, this is how,
But I know now.
I don't know. They're really showing us some of the stuff from the beginning. Here's Cade.
All we've lost. This fight
Doing flashbacks is what I meant to say.
might be our last. So I'm asking you
Whoa!
one last time
What was that enemy?
to rise.
With the fucking lightsabers. And what is that? That axe. Is that our new... That's a new logo also. But that axe, is that part of the Traveler? Our
This is a
new
momentous time in
element?
Destiny history. And we've
Subclass?
been building to this moment for the last 10 years.
The final shape is the conclusion to that journey. This is a moment in gaming that, as a developer, you just don't get very often.
Guardians and allies are fighting the biggest threat that the
That's actually
universe
true.
has
You
ever
think about
seen
like
in this
how many
big
games have lasted this long.
culmination
It's
of
like
the
this and
Lightning
World of
Battle.
Warcraft, and especially like ones that are where the world has a
When you're thinking
narrative.
of what the final shape
Not
could
many.
be, it had to be a lot of different things. It needs to pay off this epic confrontation with the Witness that we've been setting up for years. It has to bring you closer to your allies in the Vanguard. It has to be this place that like makes you feel nostalgic for the entire journey you've been on.
When we were resurrected by ghosts at the very beginning of this story, we didn't know why, but it was for this. The Traveler is asking us for help, and it's our responsibility to protect every living thing in the universe from what the Witness intends to do.
When we first start the final shape, we are finally able to go through the portal that the Witness opened in the Traveler at the end of Lightfall.
Inside is the pale heart of the Traveler. That is the stage for our showdown with the Witness.
The Witness has the darkness. It has always had a connection to it. The pale heart of the Traveler is what it's trying to use to gain connection to the light. So with both, it can enact its final shape.
The Witness looks around and sees a lack of purpose, no meaning. It wants to fix all that. So it's trying to put the universe into this frozen perfection where everything's just exactly how it thinks it's supposed to be. That is the final shape.
Okay.
If we're going to defeat the Witness,
So it's like the
going
Witness's
to take
final
everyone.
form.
Failure is not an option.
We're gonna need the Vanguard, all of our allies, and all the Guardians to rally together and be brave.
I like
in the
that
face of oblivion.
they have been building a coalition of like
In the final shape,
our enemy
we're going to
factions. We've turned some of
answer
them.
questions at the grandest scale. But what I find really interesting is that it's also a very personal journey.
Called
where
Lightfall,
we
Brett.
deepen our relationships with these characters that we've known for so long. Zavala, Ikora, our ghost, get to reconnect with Cade 6. So, like, while there's this
Cade 6 has missed a lot. He's been
and
gone
everything
for
going on around us and stakes of just
4
unimaginable
years.
heights, it's still at the end a story told around campfires by a bunch of companions who have been fighting together for hundreds of years.
It's neat that they. I think that was different
In the final
armors
shape,
from all the
we're
different
going
expansions,
through
and
the
that shot with
portal
6 Guardians.
that the Witness has opened up to confront it and stop the final shape. Inside the Traveler is this infinite, vast, unknowable, and we're landing on the Pale Heart, which is a fraction of really what is inside the Traveler.
The Pale Heart is weird. It's a little strange, it makes you feel a bit uncomfortable, and it is also just so cool and artistic in the
It
best
looks
way.
almost like a mismatch of a bunch of the past worlds that we've seen.
The Witness entered well ahead of any Guardians, and so it's had time.
Yeah, a
to
year ahead of
shape
time.
What's there? When our Guardian enters, the rest of the Pale Heart starts getting shaped also around what we've experienced.
Maybe we're not getting a new subclass, because that you would think that trailer would have showed it. And they did show that axe. Maybe it's like new supers for
One of the
existing
most
subclasses. I don't know.
memorable palace from Destiny's past is the D1 Tower. It's really a labor of love
hey.
for the Destiny team. The final shape means so much to everyone who's building it, and I think players are really going to be able to see that.
The Destiny 1 tower.
The Pale
So
Heart is our very first linear destination that we've ever done. I would love it if players felt that they began their journey in a place of safety.
that's
and
interesting.
feel
Linear
it
destination.
escalate in danger, in surrealness.
What exactly would that mean in
There
Destiny?
is this beautiful evolution of the space.
They see things that are more and more wrong as they begin to go towards the Witness's monolith. It's kind of this omnipresent, foreboding thing off in the distance.
The weirdest things happen as you get closer to the monolith in the form of reshaping. Kind of like deconstructing things and putting them back together just wrong.
The sense of scale you get out there, like as you're exploring these spaces and you're jumping on these reshaped cuboids of Earth, you feel tiny as a guardian. You
It is a mismatch of other
like you are not
destinations.
the force to be reckoned with that you have been. You're not the God Slayer right now. You're just this
For
little
sure.
person jumping from these massive pieces to massive pieces.
One of the things that we really tried to also capture is that the witness keeps throwing everything it has at you. And so you're going to fight these new enemies, the subjugators.
Subjugators are the new unit you're going to be facing in the final shape.
So
They
it's
have an enhanced power set.
okay.
They're performing stasis powers and strand powers to face the Guardian.
Darkness.
Well, in support of all the other enemies you're fighting too.
They bring something in.
Okay, so they are like the Hive Guardians. Hive Guardians used light. They're using darkness, stasis, and
Crystals at you,
and strand.
freezing you in place, tangling you up.
But not a new darkness subclass, I guess. That does surprise me.
We're focusing you on the campaign.
That wolf armor's back from Rise of Iron.
It's the most important thing in the universe at that moment. You have to stop the final shape from happening.
And for that, we do need the help with our allies. And so we're going to make sure that the core Vanguard team gets back together. Zavala and Ikora and Cade.
The campaign is just the start of the Pale Heart. After you've reached the monolith and finished the campaign, we open up the entire destination. And so the entire Pale Heart is going to react to you. And
So the destination's not linear after the campaign. That makes more sense.
The campaign in the final shape doesn't really end with the final mission. The raids are where you defeat like the big bosses. So it's only natural that when you are going to confront the witness, you're going to do that in the raid. But that might not be enough. This is a moment where we need to rally all Guardians to be able to overcome the final shape and the witness.
What are they getting at? Like an extra large raid? Not following.
In the final shape, we are inside the Traveler, very close to this energy. This allows us to have new supers, Arc, Solar, Void.
We want
Okay.
to create
So not a
something
new
that turns
darkness
into a
subclass.
powerhouse,
Instead, they're giving us
but
new
also
supers
can benefit
for the
your
lights.
allies in a support capacity.
I wish they'd done it for the
There
darkness
is this
subclasses
thread
instead,
of
honestly.
Team play and like working with your friends to overcome the odds.
Ooh, I'd
The
like that
Warlock Super
axe.
is this ultimate expression of solar energy coursing through your Guardian. This Solar Warlock Super is a callback to Radiance from D1.
Other than Golden Gun, this is the only other first-person super in Destiny right now. Your melee's like all these projectiles going off, doubling the amount of projectiles. Your grenade almost being sentient as it searches around.
Oh, that's
and it
neat.
hits a character and bounces off and goes to another one. And you're so overflowing with this energy that you are also giving it to
I
your
play
allies,
Titan, by
allowing
the way.
them to have their solar weapons supercharged, applying Scorch when they're shooting.
The new Solar Warlock aspect. When I cast my Rift, it is going to create this little solar soul that when it sees an enemy, it launches part of itself out and hits the enemy and explodes and scorches them.
It just feels very alive. Twilight Arsenal. It's a layered super.
This is the only ranged one-off offensive super for Titans in the game.
Oh.
The Titan
Yeah.
jumps up into the air, summons this giant void axe.
I've been waiting
throws it,
for a
summons
ranged
another
super.
one, throws it, summons another one, looks at a different group of enemies, throws it. And when these axes fly through the air, they stick into the ground or an enemy.
I think I will like that a lot.
Where they suck a bunch of energy and enemies in and then explode.
A whole lot.
But that doesn't destroy the axe. The axe sticks around, and you and your allies can go and pick up that axe and start wailing on enemies with it.
This super is insane to me.
The Void Titan aspect, I press and hold my grenade button to consume my grenade and turn it into the shield. The more damage it takes, the more it charges up, and then I can release that, and it creates this blast that deals massive damage.
Void Titan was already my favorite class, and I wasn't crazy about its super, but that's even better.
Super.
Although
is all about finding the shortest distance
my
between
exotic-
The hunter kind of rears back, takes this knife, and
my
throws
exotic
it
would have to
across the world.
change.
and then is able to blink to
Oh,
its position.
Lisa, this is you.
The slash that just decimates anyone nearby.
One really great thing about that is not just you do it once, but you're able to do it 3 times, along with
So
devastating.
this would take the place of that
The hunter has an aspect.
that javelin throw that you have now, and for when you play Arc.
It creates this burst,
That.
which amplifies you and any allies near you.
It almost makes it feel like you're playing a fighting game, right? Like these combos that you're chaining together to do these different moves. It like takes that sandbox to the next level.
The more aspects we have, the more capable we are to do that.
It feels like you're like riding the lightning, you know, like that instantaneous, like.
That was good, but I think it's more like.
Throw the knife and you teleport to it.
You know?
I like it. I like it.
Weapons team has been working on all sorts of goodness. We've got exotics, we've got legendaries, we've got perks.
So it's
We're
not
always
a
cooking up stuff. We're
super.
always playing with stuff that we think is like really interesting or taking.
It's one new super per class, but if you're, you know, a solar titan, instantly unlock.
Fusion rifle.
Oh.
It has the really intriguing property.
You play a
of
solar
adapting
titan, you're
your
fucked, or a solar hunter, you get nothing new.
That you can run a weapon that can
A little
adapt to
disappointing.
strand
That being
or
said, that
stasis
axe
in the
super
energy slot,
is
so
something I'm
you'll be
very
able to
excited
run an
about.
Entirely strand or entirely stasis loadout. Tessellation has the additional property that you can special reload to reshape your grenade and suck it into the weapon, and then fire out a super destructive single projectile. It's a really special weapon.
What's the one specific exotic that I can make that's like really zany that you would like right now?
What if Golden Gun was a sniper rifle?
What if you could harness the might of the Traveler? You know, we had a moment where we saw that Traveler Beam cutscene. I know people on Weapons went, I kind of want that. You're like, that is incredibly dope.
The trace rifle?
Opportunity to bring back these iconic Destiny 1 weapons, but really turn it into something that feels unique in Destiny 2.
We have to bring Kvastov into the fold.
The Red Death exotic pulse rifle.
And
Oh, I heard good things about Red Death. I didn't play much of Destiny 1, but I've heard good things about Red Death.
Coming, broadening what existing weapons can be.
Really, like, bordering on exotic functionality. So, for example, we've got a rocket pistol sidearm subfamily. We always liked the special ammo sidearms. This fires tiny, slow-moving rockets. They hit very hard, do a bit of AoE damage.
And it uses special ammo? That's cool.
Regular weapon and rocket launcher stats. We're also doing a new support weapon subfamily.
The support frame auto rifle is a type of legendary auto rifle. It'll let you switch seamlessly from firing at enemies to healing your allies.
Oh?
I'm really excited to bring it to dungeons and keep my team alive, honestly.
That's crazy.
Weapons team is always coming up with new ideas. We've got a ton of new cool stuff coming over the next few years, and some new and really wild ideas, which we're pretty excited about.
I wish they would,
Come on, take a load off.
in some ways, I know it's going to sound crazy, I wish they'd reduce the number of weapons.
This place is only big enough.
Almost
for
too
one
many.
hero type.
Or at least streamline it, you know, if that makes sense.
Hey, you two, give me a sec.
And make everything craftable, too. Everything.
Magnificent. This is great. Anyone want a hug? Get your rock off my map. Worst case scenario, you die. But who knows? Maybe you won't.
I missed Cade. I know some people are sick of him, mostly Lisa, but I missed him. He was fun. He was the Han Solo of Destiny.
Well, better get back to it.
In this moment where we're driving to the end of the Light and Darkness saga, it's great to see Cade like return to this world at this moment with all this change about to culminate with this confrontation with the long-standing enemy, the Witness.
Cade is the quintessential hunter. His presence casts such a long shadow over the story of Destiny, whether it was when he was alive or when he was dead.
What Cade goes through in this journey, how he serves as a catalyst for the other characters.
How does he come
the events
back?
That are uncovered to have brought him back. This is how the story had to end. There was no end to the Light and Darkness
They beat
saga.
the, oh my god, Cade is dead thing to death. Well, he was dead.
To finish the job.
Wasn't a joke?
Once we started digging into
Or a
the
fake
nature
out.
of the Pale Heart, I think that crystallized Cade's role as a guide. Cade is Virgil, and he's our guide through this other place. Cade is the one who is the most appropriate person to be the guide, because that's his job. That's always been his job. It just feels so natural for Nathan to be back in the booth. It felt amazing to just see him slip back into the role, like, without missing a beat.
Right, instantly.
In the flesh, or metal, as it were.
Cade's the glue that's always held Zavala and Ikora together. Having him back puts them in a position of questioning where they've been and what they've done without him.
You think about the journey that Zavala's been on.
You know how I know he was dead? They told us every
Dark path,
0.2 second.
The weight that's been on Ikora, having to hold the Vanguard together, having Cade's voice of levity and brightness that he brings.
He has that.
I think it's going to be great for them.
That memorial in the tower, plus his chicken.
We have each other.
We want people to take away that
His chicken is at his memorial right now, I
of, like,
believe.
The gang being back together for this moment.
I'm here now. Wherever the hell here is.
And he might not be back for good. I got a feeling like he can only exist inside the Traveler. I think like he might not. Beating the final shape might mean he's gone again. I don't know. Like that's just a guess. But
Guardian, the witness poses a dire threat. And the Witch Queen holds the answers we seek.
this is the spoiler I was talking about. We're bringing back Savathun.
It rests with me. Will you come back from this? Do not be afraid.
Is this the season that's starting today, I think? Oh, Jesus. Eris, Morn.
Bring me your tithes.
Eris? What happened to you?
Now wield hive magic and have entwined it with your light. Assault the Spire, Guardian, and open the way to our tithes. Let them know fear. The death of whispers, and they do whisper.
This has to be today's season.
Guardian. Every opponent you defeat strengthens me. My appetite rises for your brutal tribute. Let us show her what it is to be Hive.
No, I thought like a month ago there was a leak about the Last Darkness subclass, but I guess it wasn't true? Or they're trying to keep it hidden. Yeah, this is August 22nd. That's today, right? We're going to bring back Savathun this season. I'm actually surprised by that. I thought they'd hold off on that a little longer.
Players, we've been annihilating and breaking Hive spells, and now we finally get to cast them.
At the end of Season of the Deep, we learn that Savathun has the key to getting into the portal that we need to go into. That means we have to go find Imaru, her ghost. Imaru's like, not so fast. We've got a bigger problem first, and that bigger problem's name is Xivu Arath. If we fight her, she only gets stronger. Eris has an idea. It's a really
good
It's
idea.
a wild ass idea, yeah. She determines like, well, the best way to fight fire is with fire. We are channeling all of that energy that we're creating by going through, by eliminating enemies, and we're tithing to our friend Eris.
Bring me your tithes.
What does that mean for the characters and the player to kind of like be like Savathun? And that's where we went down the path of having Hive Eris. We wanted to extend that magical fantasy
It's so
into the player,
fucked up.
that ability to have overwhelming magical power, that risk
Eris
and
hates the
reward
Hive.
into all of our activities and systems experiences. And so that's what led us to come up with things like Deck of Whispers. It's this magical deck of cards that creates amazing synergies with your buildcraft meta and with buffs and the
Is
activities.
this like
They can then choose these cards
roguelike?
at will, whichever ones they want, and then that really leads into the build crafting.
You actually are getting cards that you can then use to place on the battlefield and change the way you play.
I am such a sucker for deck building. Like being able to like bring that element into Destiny gameplay has just been like, oh, chef's kiss.
Yeah, oh, it's
really
super
fun.
Huh. That's neat.
So we've got 2 brand new seasonal
Some people are not
activities
going to like that at all. A lot of people get pissed off
We've got
about
Altars of
cards and
Summoning
games. I don't know why.
Savathûn Spire.
Savathûn Spire is our new 3-player offensive. You're doing a lot more with the Lucent Hive magic, but it's got a high amount
I
of
don't mind
combatant density. It's got additional random encounters that you can come across.
The Witch's Spire itself, Savathûn Spire, was like her reliquary for all these different magical experiments as she was learning the light. You're there in order to learn as much as you can in order to become a master spellcaster, right? To become like Savathûn. The Altar of Summonings activity is really exciting because you can spend like 20 minutes in it or you can spend 2 hours in it.
It's a 3-player experience that you can hop in and hop out of. As you're going through this activity, you're filling the tithing bucket. As that tithing bucket is filled up, you'll get progressively more rewards. And then finally at the end, it'll cash out and you'll get a whole mess of rewards.
We really wanted to make sure that there was a home for any exotic mission content coming in seasons after the year has passed. And so we developed what we're calling the Exotic Mission Rotator.
Right away, we're getting Presage,
This is
Vox
exciting.
Obscura, and Operation Seraph Shield.
This is some of the most fun content the team has making. It's some of the content the
The exotic missions are coming back.
The most exciting thing, outside of just the missions themselves, is that every time we put a mission inside of that rotator, the exotic that comes alongside of it will become craftable.
That is very exciting. I would like a craftable Dead Man's Tale and
We have a brand
Hawkmoon.
new Vex lo-fi PvP map coming. It's really exciting. It's got a bunch of really tight gameplay experiences. We wanted to make sure that we focus the combat a little bit more.
Hot take, Destiny would be a better game if it got rid of PvP completely. Swear to God.
There's not as much deep sight lines that you're interacting
Didn't
with.
have
And a
to
lot of the
worry
flow of the
about it.
map is actually built around this like kind of central pillar of the Vex network that you're orienting around.
And there's also some modes coming too, right?
We've got a new PvP game mode coming that's all about relics. It's about multiple relics, so it's not just one like the Scorch game mode from the past. So we've got the shield coming from Vault of Glass, we've got the spear back from Season of the Risen.
And we got the scythe from Season of the Haunted.
Yeah, so you're gonna be reaping Guardians with that thing. It's a lot more tactical gameplay. It's all about running around the map, claiming these relic dispensers, and then grabbing them in order to push for victory.
I will take what I need. The words
How about LFG? Isn't that supposed to be this season?
in my fist.
We were feeling pretty Hyvey this season, obviously. There's something in the air. And so when thinking about like what's a good raid reprisal that would really suit this very Hyvey season, there's only one answer.
I'll never be able to do raids until you put LFG in, which I thought was supposed to be this season.
I have seen what the Hive call a god.
I can do dungeons at least. Getting together 3 people's not so bad. Getting together 6 is ridiculously hard.
Only a true weapon of the light can stop his wrath.
Oh. Ignore that notification. Although I'm excited for that Ninja Turtles DLC coming. Oh, this might be the LFG.
Heading into the final shape, we really want to rally all Guardians at the end of the Light and Darkness saga. We want to reduce those power barriers as well as catch people up on key story beats and make sure that they have a really great and easy time connecting with other players. In the final shape, we're trying to find ways to make power more simple and easy to understand, and also lowering the barrier to entry.
Get rid of power.
Make it easier for players who have not been able to
Get rid of
jump
it.
into the game easily because they were held back by the challenges in grinding for the power levels that are required by these different activities.
One of the major changes that's going to be happening starting with the final shape is there are going to be a certain number of activities that are going to be power fixed. So it doesn't matter kind of what power level you are going
I've already
into,
been
you're
doing
always
that a
going to
little
be
bit.
able to approach it. There's still going to be tiers of difficulty that you can do, things that are just meant to be experienced a certain way.
Things like Nightfall strikes that will still have power enabled, and that's where we're really going to focus the whole power climb.
The raids, the contest modes that everybody loves to engage with, that experience is fundamentally going to be staying the same.
I'm excited for this because I think there will be a lot more clarity for players in terms of understanding the relative difficulty of things, where they sit now in the spectrum.
One way that we're trying to do that is making it easier for new players to engage with you. So we're introducing something that we're calling Fire Team Power.
You can actually bring your friends along to play any dungeons and raids in the game without having to wait them to be at a certain power level. The person with the highest power in your fire team is actually going to bring all the others.
That's
close
cool.
to their power level, which means that there's no barriers really for.
Yeah,
any other
that's
guardian to
very
join you
cool,
in
actually.
this high-level content.
Still, it'd be better if they got rid of power levels completely and just had difficulty levels on every activity. But that's a cool idea.
Level of you and the rest of the people in your fire team.
Fire Team Finder is the new feature that's coming in Season 23, aimed at helping connect and find other
This is
people
LFG,
to
right?
complete the best
Yeah, this is LFG. They said season 23 though, so it's not this season.
tag system that allows
Damn.
players to be able to say, well, this is my playstyle.
Still gotta
I'm
wait
really
on
chill,
that.
I'm anti-sweat. I'm just really here to have a good time. Exactly.
Tags really allows players to show a little bit more personality.
Damn.
A little bit more
I thought that was gonna be delay.
I think what's really great about it is with the
Still can't redo raids then.
looking at including inclusion tags.
As an example, one of the inclusion tags that we have are for colorblind players. Hopefully the
Oh, that's
inclusion
neat.
tags will bring players
Kind
closer to
gamers,
finding
it
their
said.
community and even
Kind
closer to the
gamers.
people that they're playing with. So once a listing goes live, players will be put into a listing lobby where players can gather, they can communicate with each other. So
Look
we
at that.
wanted to make it as convenient and as easy as possible for players to
Lisa, we
not
can do raids.
and stare at a screen for a long time while they're listing.
Hope you're
activity
excited.
builds up.
As a gamer who's typically more solo, I'm especially excited about this because it really is about helping reduce that anxiety and burden that comes with trying to make a new connection.
That thing looks scary as fuck.
The feature coming out today that I'm incredibly
Don't be
excited
scared.
about is timeline reflections. Essentially, what we
We
have
did,
done is we went back to
we did some
previous
dungeons together, remember that?
pulled out missions that we felt really represent key narrative beats within our story. We are going to have a mission for Forsaken, mission for Beyond Light, as well as a mission for Witch Queen.
Thanks for the memories, Guardian.
Wait, hang on,
The
what?
neat thing
What
about
is
these
this?
Missions is they're not going to be like one-to-one for how you would experience them in the campaign. You're also going to get additional pieces of narrative fed to you to like identify like, hey, this is why it's important that this happened, and here are the people you met
So
along
they're-
the way.
A really big one that's really timely for Final Shape is Cade's last stand from Forsaken.
Some of the old missions that are gone from the game now that have been sunsetted.
This is a moment that a lot
They're
of players
gonna
new and old are going to come back to Destiny.
Try to,
I think this is
or some of the
just right
campaigns that are gone, they're gonna try to put in
those players to jump right in
like
and
one mission from on the old ones.
enjoy this content regardless of their power level.
Almost like highlights. That's strange though, because that's not going to catch you up like one mission.
We're reaching the end of this 10-year journey. What comes next?
The episodes. And the new way we're going to tell stories moving forward.
What's really important about episodes is that it's a really big shakeup to what we've been doing. Instead of providing 4 seasons a year, you are going to get 3 larger episodes. And so the first 3
That's
episodes
good.
of this coming year are called Echoes, Revenant, and Heresy.
I'd rather have
Coming
that
right after the final shape.
than this season's.
And the theme for the year is going to be all about the consequences and aftermath of the final shape. I think what's really the cornerstone of the episode model that we're building is the 3-act structure.
Yeah, I like that.
The acts act as these anchors for us to introduce new weapons, new artifact mods, new activities. There's going to be new missions coming around the core. There'll be new story moments in every single one of these acts. We're actually providing more cinematic styled experiences throughout the final shape year and the episodes with it than any of the seasons we've ever developed before.
These new stories are actually playable as standalone. Like each episode is something you can experience whether you've been playing Destiny for 10 years or this is your first one.
You're going to be able
forgot
to
about
basically
Crow.
enjoy them in any order you want to.
I think the opportunity with this big epic moment.
No, well, it's
is
gonna
that
happen
we
when Crow
get
meets
to
Cade.
innovate the game. We get to move the game forward.
It's
Is
all
Cade gonna
about
remember
change
who killed him?
frequently. It's all about deeper story moments. It's all about more weapons, more loot, more often. And it really provides the team with a platform to go much deeper into the themes and fantasies and story of any individual episode as compared to the seasons you know of today.
I'm so excited to see what the narrative team can do with this kind of new platform of storytelling. Episodes provides this awesome foundation for the future of Destiny.
We're moving into the next stage of Destiny 2. I think some people look at the final shape and they think Destiny 2 is coming to the end. And in many ways, it's the opposite. We're leaning in. We're putting the pedal to the metal. Episodes provide
I wish it was, sort of. I'd like a Destiny 3.
With Destiny 2 throughout the year.
What makes a guardian a guardian? Devotion, bravery, sacrifice. We know that we were chosen for a reason, by something greater than ourselves.
Guardian. Guardian? Eyes up, Guardian.
Shaped by the fires of each new battle, we are forged and sharpened into what we must become for the fight ahead. We are the final line that halts the second collapse.
All of us. Every Titan. Every Warlock.
I love when Saint headbutts the guy.
What is it the Guardians say? Devotion inspires bravery.
You know, the Hive Guardians, the Tormentors, and now this new one, they have a lot of, like, super group enemies now.
Sacrifice leads to death. The line between light and dark is so very thin.
That was a real cool moment. And Zavala picked up Crow.
There are things out in the dark that only the dark can overcome. Trust me.
The first time we've heard Drifter today?
Of the traveler's sacrifice. Of darkness descending upon humanity.
Now the breath is its end. This time, there is no escape.
It's going to be an exciting year for Guardians. We get to make good on a promise that we made way back in 2014. There was classic rock blasting,
2014?
fire team racing across our solar system, and at the end, a simple message: become legend. Today, you got a glimpse at how we'll be cementing your legend in this upcoming year. We're going to be heading inside the Traveler, experiencing a destination unlike anything we've ever built before. We'll face the biggest bad we've ever made, and we'll do this all alongside a streamlined progression system, allowing us to easily play with friends in any content in the game. And as the dust settles in the final shape, we're going to continue our legends in Echoes. It's Destiny's first episode in a new phase of storytelling for Guardians, with brand new conflicts born from the resolution of the Light and Darkness saga. These first episodes are just the beginning. But if you're chomping at the bit to see how the Light and Darkness saga is going to kick off the future of Destiny 2, we've got a ton of great content for you to jump into today. Going live after this, we've got Season of the Witch, with a new story, new weapons, new armor, new activities, and new PvP content, all alongside a series of story catch-up missions, allowing any of your friends to jump into
the story
game
catch-up
and get
missions
up to speed
today?
on what's happening in this world.
I thought that was with
Then,
Final Shape.
Next week, a brutal reprisal of Crota's End is going to join the ranks of our aspirational content.
Right, you might want to jump in there and do those
Can't wait
story
to see you
catch-up
all in the
missions.
Throne World as we
Hell,
learn
I might
more
want to.
about the final shape
Although,
and how we can stop it.
I'm playing so much Baldur's Gate right now.
Do not be afraid. Bring me your tithes.
After all these years, all we've lost, This fight might be our last. So I'm asking you to rise.
I like that wolf wolf helmet. That I think that was from Rise of Iron, but they're bringing it back, it looks like. I think that might be Hunter's though, so I can't get it. Collector's edition reveal.
When we create a collector's edition, we try and recreate items from the universe for players to enjoy outside of the game. So this year we're doing a Destiny 1 tower. We really tried to work hard at thinking about 10 years of Destiny and how best to encapsulate that experience.
No chance I'm getting it, but it looks neat.
Worked on it since day one. Like, I think having it be the tower is super exciting for us because it's going to kind of catalog your journey of a player from when you first started playing Destiny all the way to now. The tower, it's kind of like the beacon in which you're a place you can call home.
You get the tower, and then there are actual figures of the Vanguard mentors that accompany that architectural model.
And there's a lot of like hidden messages and hidden things.
There's gonna be some fun surprises. We're always trying to push the envelope. And so we've been playing a lot with magnetic locks and sound effects and lights, just sort of make this experience as a whole really special. It's sort of the perfect symbol of Destiny. I'm so excited for it.
Me too.
We're holding the Ace of Spades. I didn't notice that in that artwork. Okay, this post show, I think I'll cut the stream off because I'm coming back in an hour and 15 minutes to do the Gamescom stream. But this was good. You know, it's funny. I think because the last 5 minutes, I kind of realized this was wrapping up. I'm like, okay, I feel good about this, but why? What did I really like? And like, it's tough to say, honestly. Like, because honestly, the new supers, they look neat, but I'm disappointed it's not a subclass. Although, maybe I'm getting my hopes up too much here. I feel like maybe, because like I said, a month ago, there was a leak for a new subclass, and they didn't show it today. I feel like maybe they're gonna keep it hidden, but after you beat the campaign, or after we beat the raid, there will be a new subclass unlocked, and they just don't want to tell people that. That might be me trying to cope. I might be, I don't know. Might be hoping for too much with that, but that's just my guess. Anyway, the new supers look neat. I think the new world, the campaign world, looks neat because it is a hodgepodge of different worlds we've seen before. I think the story seems like it's on a good track, even though Lightfalls was so disappointing. I don't know. I think going to 3 episodes a year instead of 4 seasons is going to be really good for the game. I don't know. I just like saw that and was like, yeah, you know, I kind of miss Destiny. Honestly, it was the biggest thing I was thinking. Like, there's no one thing that I thought, oh, they fucking nailed it with that. It's just kind of like, oh man, isn't Destiny a lot of fun? I kind of miss it. Oh, I think the power level thing is really good. I still think it's not far enough. They should just get rid of power levels completely, but still, that's a good track. I think LFG coming next season. I thought it was today. It's next season. That's a good thing. The catch-up missions, like I said, it still sounds weird because it won't really catch you up, I think, but we'll see. It's a good start. A lot of cool things here. Nothing that blew me away, but it all just got me thinking I could go for some Destiny right now. Problem is I got 95 games I'm playing right now. But definitely before the final shape, I will catch up on Season of the Deep, Season of the Witch, and then whatever seasons after that. So anyway, I'll be back in about an hour from now. I'll start the stream for Gamescom opening night live. So come back, please.